Hello and welcome back to the EvaResto YouTube channel. So it's been a minute, and by a minute I mean a year. Sorry about that. We do have a perfectly good excuse though, being that we've been pretty busy this year and have even moved our workshop premises to somewhere bigger and better. This wasn't exactly planned out though at all, and only came about as we weren't given the chance to renew the lease on our old workshop, the one we'd spent so much time building up. So join me today as I show you around our new shop a little and share some of our projects and what we have planned for the new workspace. I'm going to scrape. Didn't scrape. So this is the new shop. It doesn't look like much yet. Got a couple of projects working on ourselves, a couple of things for customers. Next one I'm building is this 67 here, which shout out to Jake and all the boys at HR Works. They did all of the welding on this for us. So sort of bottom, whatever you want to say, for 3, 4, 5, 6 inches, plus a boot floor, A-pillars, copious amounts of other little repairs and stuff. And yeah, this one's going off for paint soon. Obviously this is a 70, you've just seen this. This 76 is actually for sale. This 67 here is quite nice. It's got a very nice engine. Judson supercharged, one of those ram filter things. Filter King. It's got the Marvel Mystery Oil Dripper. So we've done a load of work on this, we've had the engine out, sort of detailed it all, a load of extra little bits to it, and put it back in, got it running good. And this runs absolutely bang on now, but this isn't getting used at this time of year. This is a really nice car, and the roads are covered in salt and shit, so I wouldn't want to be using this right now. Yeah, lovely steering wheel in there. Porsche 356 wheels, the kind of period looking tyres. So it's got 155s on the front, full profile, and then a 185 full profile at the rear. Kind of standard height. At the front we've got a 2-inch beam, drop spindles, and that's pretty much it really. It's just a nice car. And then over here is my oval, which this is lovely. Bought this about a month ago. We had done a load of work on this in April, so it's got one of our beams on it and spring plates and all the other stuff. So we did a load of work on it, getting it running right, getting it driving right, and it's pretty much bang on car. But the guy, after half a year or so of ownership, hadn't done many miles, decided to sell it on, offered it to us first, and I jumped at it because I knew it was a really tidy car. I mean, it's a nearly 70-year-old car, and underneath, like, it's lovely. Not perfect, not a show car, but there's certainly nothing wrong with it. By the time we've gone over a few bits and sorted the odd little bits here and there, it'll be mint. The engine for it is over here. Standard little 30 horse. Nothing wrong with it, runs absolutely perfect. I've just took it out because I'm fussy and want it looking better. So that'll all be stripped, powder coated, new exhaust. We get rid of this copper, go back to proper looking hard lines. That'd be nice. And yeah, probably going to get rid of these wheels. Not really a fan. I think probably it'll end up on these Zircos. I've been keeping these for a special car, and I think, what do you reckon? I think that's a match made in heaven. I think that'll be good. So, oh and yeah, this, some Lowe's related injury. So, skid plate's good. That's took a bit of a battering, but doesn't really protect the nose, does it? So that's got to be pulled back out. I think by the looks of it, it's got a few splits in it, might want a bit of welding. Beat that straight, paint it, and also as well, it's got the wrong wings on it. Hi Jesse. Standard response. Whose is this bag of shit? Don't know what you're talking about, mate. So Jesse's oval, which is his own project. He likes taking as much time as possible, doing an incredibly nice job of all the metalwork. Currently, I think he's got about 6 years in this sphere in a wing here. Is that right? About 6 years?
6.5.
6.5, yeah, just in this one panel. But I mean, fucking look at that. I mean, this is all done to give it more clearance for fat tyres and a bit of extra sort of lows. But we made these cool body mounts for it, and then he's made these inner wing panels. None of it's sort of fixed together yet, it's all sort of just roughed in place. But lots of bead rolling, nice engineered bits. Yeah, it's going to be lovely. I mean, this has had channels, pans, but he's gone absolutely crazy and cut the entire boot floor out because fuck the standard. So yeah, this is going to be really, really nice, and it currently sits in our little sort of fabrication area where Jesse lives. Yeah, nice. What is this for? Oh, no, 6 inch.
It's 6 inch super narrow.
Yeah, so this is one of our 6 inch, ridiculously narrow, but still has shock towers beams. So that's being finished up. One for the pile that'll get powder coated, and lovely job, mate, as per.
Thank you.
Looks good. So, current situation, engine is out, and then over here, I got the gearbox out now as well. And I'll show you quickly why it's come out. So, on these earlier cars, you can fit a later gearbox, which is exactly what we've done. So this now uses a bus nose cone, converting us to basically the right sort of shift rod height, so that we can run an early mount and it all kind of bolts up and doesn't really cause much issue. But what we have found is that you do all of that and the gearbox sits about 10 to 15 mil too far back. So this piece here, we've got to cut this off, move it forwards, weld it back on. It shouldn't be too difficult because it's welded here, it's welded there. And once these are cut, it's cleaned up nicely, shimmy it forwards 10-15 mil. You see that the gearbox was too far back. It was causing all sorts of fitment issues in the engine bay. And also, it had pushed the wheels too far back as well. So you could physically see the whole thing was out of whack. So we took some measurements off of a split case gearbox, which is what this would have come with originally. And the difference is around sort of 15 mil. So yeah, cutting this piece off, moving it forwards, should fix pretty much everything. So what I'm going to do quickly, whip this piece off, bolt it to this, and then we're going to use this to mock up in the car. So when we cut the mount off and put it back on, we can make sure it's in the right position, and this piece here, where the hockey stick is, will sit centrally in the tunnel, so we're not going to muck any measurements up. Stuck this in the vise, painted it with a bit of shit red paint, set this to 10 mil to an old dead vernier gauge, and I'm going to go and score a line. Basically gives us a nice guide where to cut, or in theory, it doesn't really work very well. But it's better than nothing. So that is all cut now and ready to go back on in this kind of makeshift jig. It's hard doing this with one hand. Try and offer all of that up. Excuse me. Try and offer all of that up in one. Make sure that the shift rod is in the right place. Make sure it's all nice and central. Mark it all up. Tack it in place. Check a million times. Probably put the gearbox back in just to double check, and then weld it properly. Done and done. Maybe not my neatest work, but it's strong, and with a little bit of paint it'll kind of look factory. So job done, I reckon. Yeah, just again, not my neatest, but you know, strength, I think it's there. Completely unrelated side note, but Jesse's having good fun diagnosing some electrical issues.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Go on, show me what happens when you put your high beam on.
So it's a multi-purpose function of the polo, right?
That's for blowers on.
So you got blowers, high beam, and then hold on for this. There you go. So you can have high beam, blowers, and wipers all in one function.
All in one function. Fantastic. So yeah, thank you for joining us on a slightly strange YouTube video, but I really wanted to introduce you guys to our new workshop space, which is kind of getting there, but we haven't really had the time on it yet to make it quite what we want to be. We just had to kind of get on with our jobs. You know, we only moved here in July, and I think we've done okay for what was given to us, but you know, it's not quite there yet. So yeah, I wanted to do the video, show you guys where we are at the moment, what projects we're going to be working on, some more YouTube content coming soon. I'm hoping to get a little bit better at it. So yeah, thank you very much again, and catch you next time.